Hey everybody, welcome, and today we have a guide on how to beat the Thunderjaw in Horizon Forbidden West. If you're struggling with this guy, so was I. So here are some tips. We're gonna go through some footage where I'll show you how I defeated him and some really useful tricks without which I really wouldn't have done it, because this guy can just one or two shot you very easily. So just to show you here, I'm not crazy over leveled or anything. We're currently level 21 or something. And we don't really have anything super special that we're using in terms of skills. The only thing we have is the like boosted shot thing active that you can pop sometimes, and we do use it, as you will see here. I'm also going to show you the key things we have. The shock bow is going to be needed for our strat. Acid is optional but will deal great damage, and then we have some tier damage in some extent. So that's the basic setup here. We're gonna approach the Thunderjaw, and on purpose I'm not doing any cuts here because I don't want you to think there is any trickery, right? We're going in and we're gonna do this in one go. I'll show you in real time how to kill this guy. Also here, if you have acid traps, this would be a great opener. I happen to not have any, so this just means you can have a more optimal setup on your side. This guy is weak to acid, so if you have acid traps, what we're gonna do is we're gonna highlight his path here, and we're gonna place traps on the path so he runs into him. And here I'm just showing you, it is a level 30 Thunderjaw, which is much higher level than we are, or at least higher level. And again, he can easily one-shot you. So what I'm gonna do here, because I don't have acid traps, I'm just gonna use whatever I have in hand, and we're gonna wait for him to pass through us, and then we're gonna place the traps. So if we go ahead a little bit, we approach there, make sure he's not seeing us. We place a couple of traps. This, again, not optimal. This is what I have on hand. For you, if you can place like 3 acid traps or something, that'll be great. You will probably get a full buildup of acid on him. So now we just wait. And the basic strat for us, guys, is under his tail, he has electric canisters, and we want to pop each canister independently. We're gonna get a full stun on him for each canister that we pop with the shock bow. So with the shock bow, we're gonna get right in that crotch, and you'll see we popped one of them specifically. He now goes into a full stun for quite a while, as you can see. And I'm targeting the disc launchers right now because these guys are fucking annoying to fight against. And they also drop the actual weapon, or at least one of them, and we can use it to do some awesome damage on him. So I'm not really targeting anything here, just looking to dish out some damage, and immediately we switch out to the shock bow. Very important. Stun him yet again. We pop another canister. There's another full stun. And now I switch to my tier bow, and we pop the active so that we boost our bow damage. And I'm laying into the other disc launcher. Ideally, this one would also drop, and we would be able to do another cycle of damage with the disc launcher. In my case, it did not drop for some reason. But you can see the stun wore off, so now I'm trying to get another one. And my aim is not great with controller, as you can see here, but if I can do it, you can do it. So we get another stun, and we lay into the other disc launcher. It is down. I'm looking for it. You will see me actively looking for the disc launcher, but it seems it has not dropped. So even though I'm looking around like a madman scanning, it doesn't look like it dropped for us. So instead, what I do is switch up my strat. We're gonna look for one last stun, if we can, on him. And it can be very tricky, but just take your time, try to get that stun. And now, switching up the strat a little bit, we're just gonna do, you can see I'm still looking for the disc launcher. We're just gonna do acid damage at this point. We're gonna look for a full acid damage buildup, which is gonna do a good amount of damage. And it does take quite a while to build up. Also, probably if you aim onto weak points as opposed to what I'm doing here, it will probably work out better. But as you can see, we're just laying into him, and the buildup is slowly but surely getting up there. And when it does, he goes into that like acid state, and he's taking damage over time. Now I just switched to my best like damage dealing bow, the one that I can kind of move around and shoot at the same time, and just trying to kite him around. This is the difficult part of the fight for me, because we didn't really have good initial damage with the traps. Ideally, this would just be faster if you did have a good opener on him, but what we have to do is kite him around like a madman. And if you can find some structure like we do here, where you can kind of hide behind a little bit and prevent him from charging or discourage him from charging, that really helps, I find. You can also hide behind rocks and stuff like that for when he does the big laser attacks. So we're just gonna lay into him a whole bunch. And again, I'm not cutting the footage at all, just for you to see there's no trickery here. We're just doing a full fight. Oh, so you see there, I thought he couldn't actually charge me because I was behind that little structure, but it wasn't big enough to kind of protect us. So now I move out. He's very low, and all we have to focus on is dodge those two long-range attacks. The laser that I actually got hit by, and the kind of cannon. Both of those you can roll to the side and usually avoid. But again, if I can do this in my kind of clumsy way, so can you. So we're just laying into him, nothing special here. Make sure you have potions, because if you run out of heals like I did, you can pop those and kind of brute force through it. And we're looking to get shots around his face, because he has like the cannons, which are also weak points, and he takes a lot more damage if you hit him in those weak points. But you can see there, we pop him, and that's the last hit on the Thunderjaw here. The main, just to recap, the main strat is shock arrows in the butt. Don't forget that. If you can open with acid traps, that's great. And then look to take out the disc launchers first and use them to deal damage. If you can do that, you're going to be in a good spot. It is a tough fight. Just try to kite around the best you can, and definitely avoid the melee attacks. Otherwise, you're going to get clipped by those for massive, massive damage. Anyway, guys, I hope this was helpful. If it was, drop a like or a follow. Maybe check out my Twitch channel, where we're streaming this actively every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. See you there. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.